Hello, this is Steve. I want to welcome you back to our mining videos. In this video I'm going to take this rig and transfer it into a new box. So let's get started. This is the box we're going to use. It's got 3 big chassis fans here and then 4 smaller fans in the back. The motherboard goes in this area here. And back here it's got room for 8 cards. So we're going to transfer the open air rig into this box and see how it performs. We're going to put all 8 cards in here and basically transfer everything over. So I'm going to go ahead and disassemble the open air rig and get all the parts ready, and we're going to put them in this box. Okay, this rig has got 8 PNY GTX 1060s. These are the XLR8 editions, 3 gigabytes. We're going to go ahead and take those out first. Remove all the power cables. I've got a 1000 watt EVGA power supply powering this rig. Yeah, this thing will be easy to take apart. It took a while to put it together. Get all the screws out. I'm going to remove the cards one by one. I'm just going to leave the risers hooked to them. That way we can just set them all into the new box. I've got some compressed air here too. I'm going to go ahead and clean everything off. Get all the dust out of it. After a while it just accumulates a lot of dust. Unplugging all the risers right now. Go ahead and take the cards out one by one. And I'm going to clean them off as I take them out. I want to be careful not to get the fans spinning too fast. You could damage them. I'm going to go ahead and start putting them in the new cabinet. This cabinet has a nice back rail here that supports the back of the cards. Then up front here it has 2 little slots for the ends of the cards to fit into. These 2 tabs right here. It's got 2 little slots. Fits in nicely. And you can see the back of the card is supported by this rail. Set in the second card. Probably want to hook up the USB cables as I go. So this looks like I'm going to have to take them out to plug those in. So I'll go ahead and hook up the USB cables as I go. Now these cables are going to be fed up underneath. Underneath this rail here there's a slot. We'll feed the cables through these slots. There's also some slots through the center section go into the motherboard section. Feed them up through there. Probably want to put the power cable through there too. The way this box is laid out, it makes it simple to build a machine. We'll see how this performs with all the GPUs being so close together. Not sure how good it's going to cool it, but we'll find out by the end of this video. So you can see down here in the box that there's a little room back here behind it. So this will fit some of the longer cards. I'm not sure that it'll fit the 3-fan cards. That I don't know, but it will fit some of the longer 2-fan cards. Okay, we've got all the cards in. I'll wait to put all the screws in here until everything's situated. Because you never know whether we'll need to take these out again. Here's all of our header connections here. Stick these down through here. So this is our USB 3.0, our USB 2.0, and the power reset switch and LEDs. Has a small front panel here. Alright. Make some room here for the motherboard. Normally I think you'd install the motherboard first, but on our open air rig here we had our cards up top, so needed to take the cards out first. But I think we'll be fine. Putting the motherboard down in here, we'll just move all these wires to the side for now. Take out the motherboard next. So this rig runs Windows, so I've got a little SSD drive here. Unhook all our wires from the motherboard. Pull out the power supply now. So this is a Asus Z270A, and I've got an Intel, I think this is a Pentium processor. I've got 2 sticks of 8 gigabytes of RAM, giving it 16. You really only need about 4 gigabytes, but I had an extra stick so I just stuck it in there. You can see here we've got 7 slots that are on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then one of these slots here we're using an M.2, and it's powered by a Molex connector. We'll go ahead and stick this in. I think, let's set that there. I think I have an I/O shield for this. I'm going to go ahead and use it. Okay, I'm glad I saved this I/O shield. I keep all the boxes for all my motherboard and for all the GPUs, because when these get old I can still sell them for some of the gamers out there. So I save the original boxes of everything. That's one of the reasons why I like mining with GPUs, because the GPUs will always be worth something. So later on when you upgrade, you can just sell them. And that's why I'll always stay away from the P100, 106 or whatever they are, just the plain mining cards, because they can't be used for anything else. So we'll go ahead and set the motherboard in here. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to move some of these studs over. These are easily changed around. See, it's set up for all different configurations of boards. So this box you'll be able to fit any board into this box. That should do it. Let's go ahead and put the power supply in. I'll go ahead and put the screws in. Alright, power supply's in. Now we're going to go ahead and go through the arduous task of connecting all the wires. That's got a really nice slot here for passing the cables through. So they come straight off the power supply right into the back section where the GPUs are located. I'll go ahead and connect the SSD drive to this first cable. So I'm going to run my wires across the top of the GPUs because I don't want to impede any of the airflow by having wires all in front of the fans here. Alright, I've got everything hooked up now. I'm going to go ahead and give you a good look at it. This motherboard has enough fan headers that I was able to hook up all 8 fans. So we got one down there, there's 2 here, there's 2 over here, down in there. Then I had the 2 splitters, so I was able to hook up, 7 fans. Over this side, see all the GPUs hooked up there. We got all the risers hooked up down on the bottom. Down here I placed the SSD drive. Give you a good look at the back. There's our I/O panel. Let's give you a look at the front. So here's the front of it. We've got our small little panel there that has the USB 3 and USB 2 reset switch. You can see all 8 GPUs. I've set this one as GPU 1, so I'll plug in my monitor right here. Now this panel also came with a couple of handles. Go right up here, right up on here. So this can be mounted in a server rack, and these can be stacked on a server rack. So they look kind of like that. Okay, it also has a top that comes with it. It fits on about like that. And these can be stacked one on top of each other. Okay, let's go ahead and start it up. Alright, we got it all set up here on the bench. And let's turn on the power supply. Okay, let's go ahead and boot it up. And let's start up Claymore. That way we can monitor the heat. So we got all 8 cards are up. Start up Afterburner here. Overclock it. So put a nice load on it. So now we're running at 192 megahash, almost 193 megahash for the 8 cards. So that puts all 8 cards over 24 megahash each. I'll go ahead and let it run for about 20 minutes and I'll be right back. Alright, it's been running for a while. Looks like most of the GPUs are running about 70 degrees. I've got the fan set to automatic. So they're holding steady about 70 degrees. That's about what it was on the open air rack. I think that this new case is a lot better than this open air rack. Everything's protected, they can be stacked. It's cooling really well. So we bought 3 pallets of these, so we've got a lot of them. If you're interested in one, check out the link below or contact me with any questions you have. And please remember to like and subscribe. This is Steve. Thanks for watching.